Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadisham Tattvamasya Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Nithyanandam, welcome to Kailasa's Nithyananda Yoga on session on how to do Sirsasana as revealed by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagwan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagwan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, is recognized as the 1008th living manifestation of Paramashiva, Paramavatar of Paramashiva, as per Sanatana Hindu Dharma, Hinduism, by his predecessors of enlightened masters and adepts. The Supreme Point of Hinduism is reviving Hinduism as a 1008 Acharya Mahamandaleshwar, the head for all spiritual leaders of Atal Akhada, ancient apex body of Hinduism, who was also coronated as the Mahamandaleshwar, supreme spiritual head of Mahanirvani Akhada, largest apex monastic order, and the youngest Mahamandaleshwar, who was also ordained as the 233rd Guru Mahasannidhanam or Pontiff of the Thondai Mandala Adinam, and was also ordained as the 293rd Guru Mahasannidhanam or Pontiff of the Shamla Pitha Sarvanga Pitham. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was also ordained as the 23rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of Dharma Mukti Swargapuram Adinam and coronated as the 203rd Emperor of the Surya Vamsa Surangi Samrajyam. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagwan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, is the reigning spiritual emperor of 20 such ancient traditional Hindu kingdoms and is the reviver of the most ancient, most peaceful, still living and long lasting demonstrable system that shows the possibility of peaceful coexistence amongst people, which is Hinduism. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, following the coronations to establish Kailasa worldwide at the age of 16, for the past 27 years, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagwan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, as the face of the unified Hindus, has been single-handedly, tirelessly inspiring the dispossessed Hindu diaspora to reclaim their Hindu-centric freedom and stand unified for the centuries-old Hindu genocide. The 1008th living manifestation of Paramashiva, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagwan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, stands as the unifying force for the 2 billion born and practicing Hindu diaspora worldwide and established the Hindu state Kailasa for the persecuted Hindus in over 100 countries. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagwan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, has made resolute efforts towards recognizing and legitimizing the Hindu genocide, which has been receiving scant considerations by global leaders and international bodies. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism founded Kailasa, Uniting Nations, the ancient Hindu enlightened civilizational nation, Kailasa. Hinduism is the most ancient, most peaceful, still loving, still living, and long lasting demonstrable system that shows the possibility of peaceful coexistence among people despite fundamental differences in their preferences and realities. Over the last 50 years, the effect of meditation and its significant impact on stress, crime rates, violence, political decision making, and even war in local and global consciousness is well established. Unfortunately, for the last 200 years, forcibly, we Hindus are made to believe Hinduism is functional principle only for enlightenment and spirituality. It is absolutely dysfunctional for the political, social, economical system. We Hindus have been wrongly convinced of this. However, the truth is, making Hindu family structure, Hindu social structure dysfunctional is the greatest crime done against humanity. Hinduism was once practiced freely in over 26 nations across the continent, from Afghanistan, India, Nepal, Burma, Sri Lanka, all the way to Singapore, Malaysia, and Cambodia, Indonesia, in 200 states, 1700 samsthanas or provinces, and 10,000 sampradayas or traditions. Over the several centuries, the combined forces of foreign invasion, political upheaval, colonialism, and religious persecution systematically ended millennia of Hindu Swarajya or self rule. Today, Hindu temples remain in few countries, but the Hindus who worship them have been ethnically cleansed. The Kailasa, with de facto spiritual embassies operating across 100 countries and having presence across the globe as the largest spiritual knowledge source on Hinduism, is spiritually governed with a life positive, all inclusive, universal policies sourced from Hinduism, revived by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagwan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam. Having enriched and enriched over more than 1 billion individuals over the past 27 years, Kailasa raises the voice to protect Hindus, defend Hindus, and preserve the Hindu narrative for the world. Now, with this brief introduction about the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, our beloved Guru, we will now enter into the subject Shirsasana. Sirsasana, also known as shoulder stand in the English, has an interesting and mystical background story to it, much like most yogic techniques. First revealed by Bhagwan Paramashiva himself, and then reintroduced to humanity by the 9th century yogi and Vaishnavite saint named Nathamuni. Nathamuni was an amazing yogi that revolutionized many customs that prevailed during his time within the body. Among his most important contributions was a text on yoga called the Yoga Rahasya. The Yoga Rahasya literally means secrets of yoga, and this masterpiece offers many deep insights into the uses and applications of so many yogic techniques that are still practiced by many today. At the age of 16, another enlightened master, Tiruman, Tirumalai Krishna Macharya, known as the father of modern yoga, had a dream about one of his ancestors, a scholar, Nathamuni. In Krishnamacharya's dream, he was guided to travel to a Vishnu temple in the very southern part of India. Krishnamacharya, being an incredible yogi and seeker himself, went on pilgrimage to this location in India, and shortly after his arrival, he took a bath in a river. When he came out, Krishnamacharya fell into a deep trance. While in this trance, Krishnamacharya found himself inside a mango tree with a wise man reciting ancient Sanskrit verses. Krishnamacharya did nothing but sit and listen to him with a deep intensity. After coming out of this trance, Krishnamacharya realized the sage looked just like the wise sage in his vision or dream that he had earlier. The sage then told him he was lucky to have been instructed on the Yoga Rahasya. This practice overcomes constitutional disorders. The practice of Shirsasana. It has various benefits. The practice helps the practitioner overcome constitutional disorders, especially seminal weakness. The nervous system is energized and it slows down the aging process. According to Nathamuni's Yoga Rahasya, 3rd chapter, 11th verse. A pregnant woman can practice Shirsasana and Sarvangasana up to the 5th month of pregnancy, and for everyone, it should be practiced prior to consumption of meals or at least 3 hours afterwards. Some very important contraindications and disclaimers. Avoid in case of spondylitis, slip disc, and other conditions of the neck and spine, vertigo, high blood pressure, blood impurities, thrombosis, and other heart conditions. pregnant women should take special care and consult a physician before attempting this pose. Always consult a doctor or a qualified yoga instructor before taking up the practice of Sirsasana. A small story on Sirsasana. People again and again ask me why hug. This revelation is from the supreme point of Hinduism himself directly. People ask, people again and again ask me why hug. I learned this habit of hugging from Raghupati Yogi. I have seen, really, I have seen when people come to him. He is a very weird yoga guru. Sometimes people will come to him 100 kg, 120 kg. He will not even look up and down completely once. He will tell, do Shirsasana, means standing upside down. The poor guy standing directly itself is a job for him, impossible for him. He will not even look up. He will just put the head down. Hey, do Shirsasana. And he, Raghupati Yogi, has two, three assistants, very wild Yamadutas. No, literally Yamadutas. They will look like Yamadutas only. He will tell them, hey, help them to do. Means what? Just hold to them upside down, not help them and all. Just make it happen. And those Yamudutas will just tie that fellow's leg and just hold up. That's all. In 2 minutes, that fellow does not know where he has come and where he has landed, what is going on to him, and he will be standing upside down and seeing Arunachaleshwara temple tower upside down. Sometime they will get into that panic mood, whether they are turned upside down or the temple is turned upside down. They will not even know because they will be just completely shaken. All this survival instinct will be completely awakened and frightened. I have seen, no, I can remember even now some of those people's faces like a frightened baby. They will be, and some will shake their whole body. No, 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 no. We can't do Shirsasana. You will be shocked, really. I'm telling you, he will just call them and give one hug. Raghupati Yogi. He's a lean guy, lean short guy, maybe 5 feet. One hug he will give. Then he will tell his Yamadutas, hey, back out, leave it, leave him. Literally in that 2 3 seconds, that shivering will settle down. They will become balanced. They will become very calm. Just they will stand upside down. The whole process will be finished maybe in 30 seconds. That's all. I'm telling you the physical proof. Power of a yogi's hug. Physical proof. Just they will stand upside down. Pressure will be normal. And then he will tell, all right, enough, enough. Now come down. He will make them stand upside down. Even sometimes for full 3 minutes. 3 full minutes is not a joke. Please understand. 360 seconds he will make them stand, and that's all. Initiation is over. From the next day, he will make them do all kinds of asanas, some of the most difficult asanas, like Mayurasana, balancing the hands on your stomach. And those poor fellows, that stomach is so big, they can neither put their hands on the stomach nor they can even imagine balancing the whole weight on the palms. I can tell you, it's a medical miracle only because that heavy weight cannot stand on that palm, two palms, but he will simply tell them, hey, Mayurasana. That place where he used to teach Yogasana, that mandapa has all carvings of Yogasana. I don't know what for they made that mandapa. Maybe this was the purpose. In that whole mandapa, all asanas will be carved in the pillars. In that pillar, Mayurasana, Matsyasana, all that major asanas will be in the stone carvings. It is there. So all he will do is, a do this asana. That's all. And that poor fellow will simply do not even know it is something difficult. How the whole body can be shaped just by one hug. I always used to wonder, what is this guy up to? What is he up to? How he, Raghupati Yogi, is able to transmit the powers through the hug is a very great experience. Now I know the signs of it. Now I know the signs of it. Something is directly sent to your DNA. I am saying, I accept you as you are. I shower you as I am on you. That is why the hug does something extraordinary which you can't imagine. It gives you in body language a deep comfort and feeling. I am saying, and I am saying, I accept your surrender. I accept you as you are. I accept your being. I am showering my being, which directly revives and rejuvenates your DNA. That is why, even if you don't feel in my expression, in my face expression or body language, the love, it will be felt in the very DNA. So, this was the revelations of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagwan Shri Nithyananda Paramashivam. Feeling the master's presence. Whether you are someone who wants to experience a breakthrough in performing Sirsasana or have mastered it and feel quite comfortable in the pose, hug his presence. If you have received any initiation previously from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, he has already mapped the DNA of Sirsasana within you. It is possible. All that is needed is to remember him and keep remembering him as you move into the posture and progress your way into the full inversion. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has revealed on Sirsasana. Please understand the physiological mutation. What I mean by that word, physiological mutation. When you grab an idea from the outer world and digest that idea constantly, make your body fall in tune with that idea without any hypocrisy. If you have completed your whole physiological system is in with tune with that idea, that is what I call physiological mutation. No resistance from physiological system for that idea. It is physiological mutation. For example, yoga postures. You take up an idea, standing upside down, Shirsasana for 15 minutes will help me to be healthy or brilliant. First, there will be a lot of physiological resistance, but you practice, practice, practice. In a few days, you are able to do it. So, physiological mutation of Shirsasana has happened in you. It's one idea I'm expressing. Then psychological mutation, for example, ahimsa, non-violence. The idea is conceived in your heart, and slowly, 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 constantly, your heart cherishes that idea, and that compassion is filled in your whole psychological system. Finally, your whole psychological system is able to respond to any situation, at any crisis, at any moment, at any question for anything. Established in that compassion is psychological mutation. So, following was the revelation of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagwan Shri Nithyananda Paramashivam, on Shirsasana and physiological and psychological mutation. Now, as revealed in Natha Muni's Yoga Rahasya, we'll be going through the Shirsasana Pramana. The Akashic revelations of the Pramanas reveal then there are two types of inverted mandalas arrangements, Shirsasana and Sarvangasana. Dandasana is also of the two types inverted, Viparita Dandasana and seated Dandanasana. It has been proclaimed that there are 66 variations of Sarvangasana and Shirsasana. Shirsasana, headstand, is a powerful, energizing inversion that is great for awakening the Kundalini naturally. This posture relies on the strength of your upper body and core and requires a deep focus and awareness. There are many physical benefits, good for health, good for shoulder strength, core strength, brain health, heart function, and more. However, this is a challenging pose that must be approached with a safety first mentality. A major key to Shirsasana is avoiding putting too much weight on your head and neck. Rather, you should put on letting your arms and shoulder hold you up. When first starting out, try Sirsasana facing a wall so you can walk the feet up and into the pose safely without relying on the momentum to kick yourself up into it. Some helpful tips: take the necessary safety precautions. Practice by facing against a wall, placing the crown of your head about 6 to 12 inches away from the wall. When you come up, you won't need to worry about falling over, and you can even lean your feet up and against the wall. Take one foot, then the other foot away from the wall as you find more strength and balance in the pose. When first starting out, don't do too much too soon. Try to stay up for 15 seconds, then gradually add 5-10 seconds each time. It's always better or safer to hold the good posture for 20 seconds versus 3 minutes in one that lacks integrity. Exit with carefully, safely, and gracefully. Use your core strength to lower the legs and slowly and smoothly as you can. Ideally, you are coming down and exhalation while continuously pressing the shoulders, forearms down into the ground. Now, we'll go through the step-by-step instruction into Sirsasana, and then our yoga acharyas will be demonstrating. Start on your hands and knees in a tabletop position. Lean forward and place your forearms on the floor in front of you. Elbows shoulder width apart from one another. Bring your hands together and interlace your fingers, cupping your palm. Place the crown of your head on the floor with the back of your head against your cupped hands. Press down with your forearms and elbows and allow your head to come slightly off the floor or relieving as much pressure weight off the crown of the head as possible. Tuck your toes, lift your knees, and straighten your legs. Then walk the toes in towards your head until your hips are straight, above your shoulder or as close as possible. Maintaining your weight on your arms, not on your head. Bend your knees and use your core to lift or hop your hips and legs off the floor. Take extreme care while doing this. As you find your balance, try keeping your legs together and knees bent. Lift your legs up so they are directly over your shoulders. Find your balance here, shifting your weight as need be. Be sure that your hips are stacked on top of your shoulders, knees on the top of your hips, and ankles on top of your knees. Then hug your thighs together as you straighten your legs. When the joints of the body are placed on top of one another, less muscle strength is needed to maintain the posture. Stay up as long as you feel comfortable and strong. To release, use your abdominal strength to bring your feet back down to the floor slowly. So we see the picture of a complete Sirsasana. Now, very shortly, we'll be going through a live demonstration by a Yogacharya. Please stay tuned. We'll be back very shortly with the demonstration.
When the yogi approaches the pole and the rope, they do so with great reverence and intention of physically experiencing oneness with Paramashiva. Seeing the pole as a deity energized through prana pratishta, the disciple can experience the highest is mudras. There is a constant inflow of prana happening in our bodies through the nadis and the chakras, but much of it usually gets dissipated into the external world. This dissipation into the external world is responsible for the feeling of tiredness, confusion, and powerlessness that we experience. Mudra refers to the positioning of the limbs, fingers.
Nithyanandam, welcome back. And now we'll be going through a demonstration of Sirsasana. First, we'll go through the Shastra Pramana, the Apta Pramana, as per Nathamuni's Yoga Rahasya.
विपरीतं मण्डलं च द्विधैव विदितं हिनः दण्डासनं द्विधा प्रोक्तं विपरीतोपवेशने सर्वाङ्गशीर्षभागास्तु षट्षष्टिः प्रतितास्तु ते.
Then there are two types of inverted mandalas arrangements, Sirsasana and Sarvangasana. Dandasana is also of the two types inverted, Viparita Dandasana and seated Dandasana. It has been proclaimed that there are 66 variations of Sarvangasana and Sirsasana. Now, we'll be going through step by step into the Sirsasana. Start on your hands and knees in a tabletop position. Lean forward and place your forearms on the floor in front of you. Elbows shoulders width apart from one another. Bring your hands together and interlace your fingers, cupping your palms. Place the crown of your head on the floor with the back of your head against your cupped hands. Press down with your forearms and elbows and allow your head to come slightly off the floor or relieving as much pressure, weight of the crown of your head as possible. Tuck your toes and lift your knees and straighten your legs. Then walk the toes in towards your head until your hips are straight and above your shoulders or as close as possible, maintaining your weight on your arms, not on your head. Bend your knees and use your core to lift or hop your hips and legs off the floor. Take extreme care while doing this as you find your balance. Try keeping your legs together and knees bent. Lift your legs up so they are directly over your shoulders. Find your balance here, shifting your weight as need be. Lift your legs up and straight and directly above your shoulders. Be sure that your hips are stacked on top of your shoulders, knees are on top of your hips and ankles on top of your knees, and straighten your legs. When the joints of the body are placed on top of one another, less muscle strength is needed to maintain the posture. Stay up as long as you feel comfortable and strong. To release, use your abdominal strength to bring your feet back down to the floor slowly. We'll go through this sequence once more. Start on your hands and knees in a tabletop position. Lean forward and place your forearms on the floor in front of you. Elbows shoulder width apart from one another. Bring your hands together and interlace your fingers, cupping your palms. Place the crown of your head on the floor with the back of your head against your cupped hands. Press down with your forearms and elbows and allow your head to come slightly off the ground or relieving as much pressure off the crown of the head as possible. Tuck your toes, lift your knees and straighten your legs. Then walk your toes in towards your head until your hips are straight above your shoulder or as close as possible. Maintaining your weight on your arms, not on your head, Bend your knees and use your core to lift or hop your hips and legs off the floor. Take extreme care while doing this. As you find your balance, try keeping your legs together and knees bent. Lift your legs up so they are directly above your shoulders. Find your balance here, shifting your weight as need be. Be sure that your hips are stacked on top of your shoulders, knees on top of your hips, and ankles on top of your knees. Then hug your thighs together as you straighten your legs. When the joints of the bodies are placed on top of one another, less muscle strength is needed to maintain the posture. Stay up as long as you feel comfortable and strong. To release, use your abdominal strength to bring your feet back down to the floor slowly. With this, we conclude how to do Sirsasana as per the authentic Hindu scriptures and as revealed and guided by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagwan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam. Thank you for joining us. With this, we come to the end of this segment of World International Yoga Day, Kailasa's Nithyananda Yoga session. Thank you. Nithyanandam.
To seal this prana into our body, a way of aligning to the cosmic geometry. Mudras are a way to stimulate the flow of prana shakti, life force energy and cosmic currency inside us. Mudras are psychophysical processes which take us to a higher state of consciousness. By positioning the body in certain ways to block the dissipation of prana and direct it inward,